What I would like to speak about today would be attracting things in your life, what you want to attract, what you feel like you need to attract in your life. So, we're going to go over some of the things that I've learned over my life of being a spiritualist and working in metaphysics. So, let's first start with the conscious mind. We'll go about our day and we will ask for things. We will kind of ask for things consciously in our life, uh, consciously in our life, working and putting things in motion. Consciously in our lives, we'll do that. Asking for health, asking for relationships, asking for prosperity, asking for whatever we need in our life. Consciously, we do that. And we kind of like doing it inward, but we'll get down to that vibration. But we first in our life, I learned over the years, we have to get the subconscious mind on the same wavelength as our conscious mind. We've got to try to propel that. And yes, it takes a little bit of work to kind of work at that. But when you are asking for something in your life, you want it. You want perfect health. You want prosperity. You want growth in your life. So ask for whatever you want out loud. Then close your eyes and get quiet. And see what that inner voice within your being is telling you. Is it telling you, oh, you'll never get that? You'll probably never get that. That's not going to happen. Things in your life, that's not going to be brought here. Oh, mama. And it talks to you. That is the voice we need to work on in our life. Because we ask for spirit, and we can ask inwardly in our lives of like, I'm going to get quiet. I'm going to ask inwardly in my vibration. And it's like a big Olympic-sized pool. Start asking inwardly. You start asking in your mind. It has to go through all your filters, all the stuff that's happened in your life. All the people have told you you're not going to amount to too much. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do this. It has to go through all these filters through your vibration until it eventually gets to the spirit world. Because that's what you ask for. But the spirit doesn't hear. It's like me starting at one side of the room, whispering something in somebody's ear, and then they keep whispering through the whole room, and it eventually gets back to me. It isn't anywhere near what was said. So spirit isn't connecting because it has to go through your filters. Remember that you personally, are your voice, your sound of your voice is different than other people's voices. It's just different. By speaking it aloud, speaking it with purpose into the universe, speaking it with purpose into the universe works extremely well. Saying it out loud, saying it to spirit, saying it to God, saying it to anybody in the spirit world that will listen. I deserve this. This is what I deserve, or better. My guide, Lucerne, will say, ask your guides, tell them out loud, is there anything I've missed, anything I should be doing, anything I should be putting in motion? Could you please show me? Then during the next week, watch what is repetitiously going on around you. What is spirit trying to show you? What are they trying to show you in your vibration? If there's something you missed, something you should be doing or putting in motion, they will show that to you. So you have to ask yourself, what do you really want? That is the question, is sitting down, getting a pretty good thought of what you could personally accept in your life. What can you accept? If you ask for $1 million and your inner voice is going, "No, you'll never get $1 million. How are you going to get that? That's not going to happen." Bum, 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 bum. Then all of a sudden, that becomes a moot point because both the conscious and the subconscious mind are fighting with each other. So get a vibrational situation in your life for what you're looking for. What are you personally looking for in your life? And then what you do is you write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on a piece of paper. Everything you're looking for. What are you looking for that you can personally accept? Then once you get it all written down, you're kind of really comfortable with what you've written. I allow my guides to see it. I want everybody around me to see it. All the guides that are overshadowing me, working with me. I want them to look at it. I put my conscious energy into this piece of paper by writing it. I've allowed them to see it. Then I take the paper and I fold it towards me because I want to receive it. I'm accepting this. I really do want this. This is something I really absolutely want. Then I just throw it away. I don't place it somewhere. I don't put it on a shelf. I don't put it somewhere. I throw it away. Because what I do is I consciously am asking for what I put on the paper. By folding it towards me, I personally accepted it. I really do want that. And by throwing the paper away, I expect my guides that have been overshadowed me and saw it, to go out and try to find it for me. Go get this for me. Then I start watching for signs, different things to appear in the vibration. There could be a repetition of numbers. There could be things going on around you that are going to get your attention of what you asked for, or it's something you might have to do to make that happen. We have to give something energy. We have to give it energy. If we just sit still, like you can't sit in your house, hope for something, and sit on the front porch and hope to God something stops at your front door. You have to give something energy. You have to start a kind of focus and energy. The first focus you do is you write it. You make sure that they understand what you're looking for. You make that intention. Then you follow the course. You follow the vibration that works for you. It might not work for everyone, but it works for you. Then you can ask for the world. We believe, as I'm through the studies that I've done and things I've done in my life, every lifetime, every incarnation, every situation that has ever happened to us is part of ourselves, our cell memory. As memory of family tree, our relatives, our family tree, our past lives, our incarnations, our different things that have happened to us are all within the memory of ourselves today. So as we go inward into the subconscious, we start to awaken the master. We start to awaken the genie in the bottle to produce in our lives what is best for us. So we start asking Spirit, could I have this? And then we watch, and then we give it energy. We give it vibration to bring it to fruition. But just sitting still, if you just keep asking, oh, it's not working, but you're telling yourself that. You're telling yourself it's not working. Well, I think the worst thing we have in our life right now is we have all these distractions in our lives of taking us other places, other situations, other vibrations in our life, and not allowing us to focus our vibration of where we need to be, where we personally need to be in our lives, taking time for you. And that's not a selfish thing in this lifetime. It's not selfish. It's like taking time for you. Metaphysician, heal thyself. Must work on you. Must get you to where you personally need to be, where you feel comfortable with your life. If you're uncomfortable and people are not going to be comfortable with you, you're not going to be able to encourage or bless people with your presence if people are uncomfortable being around you. And we have a tendency to think that we can take on things for people. Take it on. And people come and they drop their things in our yard. They drop them. And then the weeds start to grow, and we think we're doing wonderful situations, wonderful vibrations for these individuals, but there are weeds growing in the yard. So we need to be cautious of how much debris and things grow around us. Sometimes we have to let things go. We have to let people, vibrations, places we live, different things in our lives, we have to let them go. We have to allow them to go into some other situation. So we have to realize that we are the pilot of our ship. I've always believed that God is the co-pilot, working with us, helping us down the path. He cannot force us to do things in our lives, cannot force us to do things, but is there to co-pilot, to help, to encourage us, to give us the things we need. Everything is a blessing. Everything that comes to our lives to bless us, to encourage us, to uplift us. Our whole life was totally, extremely pleasant throughout our whole life. we wouldn't learn something. We wouldn't learn something in our life. We wouldn't learn it. We would just kind of just go through the motions. These ups and downs in our lives are there to uplift us, to encourage us, to bring growth into our being. So when you're asking, say it out loud. Say the situation out loud. Explain to your guides, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I can personally accept in my life. Then close your eyes. Listen to yourself. Listen to that voice within you, that voice telling you. What is that voice telling you? What is it explaining to you at this moment in your life? Get that under control. And that's by working at it, working at telling it. I used to have a minister used to tell me, she used to ask for things out loud, and she'd close her eyes and she'd have this little thought. She'd have this little thought. And she didn't like the thought. So she would go, cancel, cancel, cancel. She would cancel. But then she learned to cancel that thought, to just not destroy it, but to cancel it, to bring a new thought, a new vibration to it. Mantras work extremely well with attracting and propelling things in your life. Doing a mantra in your life, figuring out a mantra that you can say to raise the energy, but to be repetitious with something. And do the I am. I'm not going to be. I'm not this. I am healthy. I am abundant. I am joyous. I am happy. I am. You're by saying that, you are already there. You are already placing yourself there. I am. Not I'm going to be. I might be. I might get it later. I might be happy later once all this is done. I am at this moment happy. I am at this moment abundant. I am at this moment healthy. I am. I am. And do the I ams. Do the repetition of stuff in your life. Do the repetition. Do a mantra in your life. Do the I ams. Get the voice under control. Move that to a situation that is, I'm still working at it. Sometimes that little voice raises its head and I have to kind of put it in place. But we have people in our lives, and we have to deal with their energy, their vibration, their situations in their life. So through relationships, people, situations in our life. So they bring a different mix into the vibration. So you have to kind of figure out how that fits the vibrations you're personally asking for. You've been married like I have, well over 40 some years. You have this whole connection of both of you have to be on the same page, close enough to the page. Because if she asks for things that I'm not asking for, but I'm asking for something totally different than what she's asking for, it puts that barrier, that vibration ahead of us on the path. What's ahead of us? It puts that vibration ahead of us. So trying to get both of you on the same page. And that's saying with, you should each take a piece of paper, write down on a piece of paper what you think is be great for you. Then exchange papers with your partner, your mate, your significant other in your life, and see what they wrote down and what she wrote down is working or kind of connecting. So you both can look at it and get both subconscious minds and both your beings on the same page, on the same vibration, the same page. And that works really well. But the question is sitting quietly, talking to yourself, giving spirit that moment. You're busy watching television, working, doing all this stuff, and never take time for spirit, never take time for that connection. You lose that balance within your being. You really lose it because you have to have that balance. There's an old story that I read in a book many years ago about a sailor and a young sailor on board a ship. And the young sailor climbed up the mast, up into the bird thing up at the top of it. And as that little sailor looked down at the boat so far below him, he started getting seasick. As the boat was pitching back and forth, started getting seasick. And The older sailor said, look aloft, look up, look aloft. Now, when this young sailor did that, the uneasiness within his being left. We have to look aloft in our lives. We have to look at higher ground, higher vibration, because that is where we come from. That is where we are going back to. Our past lives, our incarnations, things that have happened in our lives, even in this lifetime, affect us on our journey. They affect us intensively on our journey. So we have to figure out that through childhood, young adulthood, all these things that have happened in our life have brought us to where we are now at this moment in our lives. But you have to look for the signs, the vibration of signs within your life, the vibration of connection to spirit, the connection to this vibration of spirit. Many years ago, I went through a lot of stuff in my life with health, different things to vibration. I just went through something with health. But the question here with that is I always look at things in my life as a lesson, a chapter in the book, chapter to read, to understand, take little notes, figure out, and not do that again. I have so many clients who say, oh, I don't want to do that cycle again. Oh my God, that cycle is just, oh my God, don't do that again. But we start the same cycle again. We start it again in our lives. We start that same cycle without taking time, that moment to kind of reset, tell your guides what you're looking for, allowing people in your life to dissipate if they're no longer connecting to you on this earth plane, allowing things to purge from your being so you don't drag it with you. If most people in this lifetime knew exactly what they were pulling behind them, they'd be a little scared of what they were pulling behind them, what they were dragging for years, dragging for things in years. Because when people hold on to things in their life so much, when you pass away on this earth plane, when you pass away in this earth plane, relatives, family, people will come and get most of the stuff they want from your vibration. The house will be sold, things will be gifted away, things will be gifted goodwill, things will go on, things will happen within the vibration. And eventually, whatever you held so dearly, so held on to so strongly, now it's gone. The only thing you get to take with you is your knowledge, your lifetime, that memory of the vibration. And the memory people have with you, not the stuff you had, but the memory of who you were, of what you did, how you helped people, how you encouraged them. That is what's going to be left. That is what you take with you. The rest is just physical stuff. It's just physical stuff that will scatter to the wind. So when we go through our life, look at things in your life. Do you really need it? Have you used it? Is it something that you could give to somebody else that would love it, that would encourage it and say, oh my God, that's perfect for me? And it had been sitting in a box in your home for years and you never even looked at it, didn't even know it was in there. We hold on to things so dearly in our lives, thinking that, oh, my mother, that was her piece of furniture, that was her vibration. But it sits in a storage bin somewhere. Are you paying $300 a month just to keep it in storage and never looking at it? That's what tickled me when we had a friend of ours pass away. She had a storage unit that she had for 35 years. But the kids came back and went into the storage unit. Now she was paying close to $300 a month for this huge storage unit. And when we went over to that storage unit, everything in that storage unit had now turned into junk. It had just turned into junk. It was worth nothing. It all had to be hauled out of the storage unit and taken to the dump. But all those years, she thought that she had to pay this because it belonged. It was soon, but never to look at it. I always tease my wife. She always packs things away in boxes. She packs them away. I don't like things packed away. I like to be able to see it. If I'm seeing it, it's on a shelf and somewhere where I can see it, I'm using it. But if it's packed away, I don't see it. It's just packed in boxes somewhere. What meaning does that have to me? Because I'm not using it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not doing anything with it. And that's the same thing with inside of you. There are things that have happened in your life. There are things that you have propelled your life and done in your life. Let it go. Let it be. You've done everything you could possibly do. The Spirit wants you to do something more, or do something more. Spirit will move heaven and earth for you, place you where you need to be. Because we lose sight of the whole vibration, that we affect the whole. We're dealing with our life, sure, but we affect the whole, conscious of the energy, the universal energy. We, the universal mind, we affect that by just being here on this earth plane, just being here. Through astrology and different things in your life, you picked a place where you're going to be born. Longitude, latitude, you picked that precise place on this earth plane to be born. And as you move through your life, you stay at certain places, you move to different longitudes and latitudes throughout your life. These are energy lines or energy vibrations that move into the universe. And along those lines, hundreds and thousands of people stand on those lines until their energy is no longer needed on that line. And then all of a sudden we move, we change our lives. We don't know why we have to move. We just know we got to move because you were done with that energy field that you were standing on for so many years, and you have to move. Things happen in our lives to propel us to different energy centers, different energy vibrations throughout the universe, throughout the earth plane, to affect the universe. So we have to be conscious of where we need to be, but conscious of what we have to take with us. What are we holding on to something for? Holding on to something. There's a lady that I knew that she wanted her kids to have all this stuff she had. She collected this stuff over all years. So she finally called the children to take whatever they wanted. Take whatever you want, whatever you need. And the kids didn't take much. They took a couple of things they wanted that belonged to the father and different things, the vibration. Other than that, didn't want any more. They didn't want any of it. So she had a dealer come in, give her a flat price on everything within the house. She sold it. And she went on a world cruise. Sold all this stuff. Then the kids got very upset that she had sold it all and used the money for a world cruise when she could have left it to them. And she reminded them, said, I told you to come get whatever you wanted out of the home. So the question here is, we need to subconsciously in our lives tell Spirit to take whatever we do no longer need or is benefiting us in our life, to allow it to go. To allow it to go. Call your guides, call your master teachers, call your higher self, whatever you want to call, and tell them to clear whatever you no longer need in your life. And it might be hard for you sometimes because we get this little thought that we should hold on to it. We should hold on to that grief. We should hold on to that pain. We should hold on to that stuff in our lives. But who's it going to affect? All the things that happened in my childhood, how can I hold them responsible for what they did? What am I going to go up to the graveyard and dig them up and slap them? They have now gone to spirit. Everybody that was terrible and stuff from our lives, my brothers hold on to it. They've held on it for years of all this stuff that happened to us when we were children. But what am I going to do with that? Was it a life lesson for me? It probably was. Get me to where I needed to be. Was it a life lesson for them? I knew I chose that space in my life to go through. Somehow on the other side, before I got here, I decided, no, that's what I want to go through. That's the life lesson and life encouragement that I want to have in my life. And then we blame everyone else around us and thinking that They shouldn't have been that bad. They shouldn't have been that terrible. They shouldn't have been not vibration for us. But instead of just saying, okay, I went through it. My mother used to say, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Yeah, probably most of us have heard that before. Heard that before in our lives. When we get to a point in our lives, we have to say, okay, my turn, my vibrational turn to make myself who I feel like I need to be. I can be like relatives, I can be like people in my life, or I can be me. Through its authentic me vibration. And when you're asking for things from the spirit world, be specific with them. His spirit has a little sense of humor. They do. They have a sense of humor in their life. So they have this whole vibration of, they'll bring things. You might ask for a job. Lewis, I just want a job. I just want a job. And you get a job. And you go, I didn't want that job. But you weren't specific enough, because you just told guides, protectors, people in your life, I want a job. You weren't specific. What you're personally looking for in your life, you just want a job. I want a companion. I just want a companion. Be specific of what you're looking for from spirit. They do have a little bit of a sense of humor of what they want to bring into your life. When we moved to Tennessee years ago, Spirit was very adamant that we had to go to Tennessee. We had to go. It was for my wife's health, different things for her, but we went. A lot of people followed us up to Tennessee. Then Spirit brought us back down to Casadega. I kept asking my guy, I said, why did we go to Tennessee? I was like, me and my wife were like the bus driver. People that we knew, had a connection to, had to be in Tennessee. And we were the catalyst to get them there. And change their longitude, latitude lines, and different things in their life. We were the catalyst to get them there. Why we went. So I wasn't specific enough when I asked for that. I said, we should be moving for us. And if by chance that it affects other people's lives, awesome. But we should move for our vibration and for our highest and best. Anything in your life, you should ask for your personal highest and best. Not for mine, not for your kids, not for a relative, not for other people, but your highest and best. That's what you should be asking for. Not for everybody else, because if they have a life lesson or a life challenge in their life, for what you're asking for, you'll never see it. You'll never can. You can't affect somebody's life lesson. You can't affect it in a negative way. You can't. They have to go through their life lesson, their life lessons in this lifetime. So we're asking for everyone else. I always tell people, ask whatever you want in your life, highest and best for you, and the guidance of God and Spirit to show you what you need to do with it once you receive it. So you have to go help people. Spirit will show you. People will bring that whole vibration to bear within your life. But it's that mantra situation I do every day. I do a mantra every single day to attract things into my vibration, to attract things, to propel things into the auric field. Sure, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But we try our best to be as good as we can, to be as good as we can to others, to be in service. And I think that's what's happened in the earth plane a lot in our lifetimes, in my lifetime. The word service isn't quite there anymore. It's more in a whole different vibration. Doesn't mean you have to be in service to a church, have to be in service to an organization, in service to vibration, but in service to yourself and in service to others. In service, being willing to help, being willing to encourage, being willing to bless people with your presence and to allow them to bless you with their presence. Being willing to allow that to happen. But once you quiet your mind and you listen to yourself, you listen to those thoughts that rage up within your being. What are they telling you? Maybe you should do what the lady did I knew. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Cancel the thoughts, cancel the vibration, and start reining that vibration in. There's Louise Hayes, which does, she has a thing out, I still have it. It's 101 positive thoughts, 101. As Louis Hayes reciting 101 positive thoughts, I play that within my house. I play beautiful music in my home to allow it to reverberate within the walls, allow the energy, the vibration to be there. When I do different things in my life, the different buildings, different vibrations, different energies have different vibrations, different energies within every single building. The church here in Castega, my home, different people's homes, we attract our own energy, we attract our own vibration. Because the house, the place where you reside, radiates your energy. It radiates the vibration that you've placed into the walls. If you yell and scream that house constantly in that house, that's the energy people will feel within that space. But playing positive music, positive energy, and placing love within the home, placing love within the church, placing love within the vibration around you, that is what you'll get out of that. You'll feel that because the walls take on whatever you place in that vibration. We have to realize that we have this inner compass, this inner vibration within us. When we walk into a place, when we do a place and we come into a place, our first thought is go, ooh, don't like it here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Or we meet somebody and their energy just doesn't connect to us. Sure, we can have that thought of service, that thought of, I need to help them. But so many times we don't listen to that feeling, that vibration in our lives going, no, not good for me. I'm not good with this. We can beat ourselves up for years trying to rearrange this individual vibration and disrupt our whole life, and then find out that it didn't matter. But I want you to do through this talk I'm doing today is take time for yourself every day. Ask out loud, speak out loud, speak into the universe with purpose. I am healthy. I am abundant. I am attracting prosperity and health into my vibration each and every day. I am achieving what I need to do in my life, and I am gathering guidance from the spirit world to move me in a vibration that will bless the earth plane and the universal energy as I move forth in my life. I am. Get yourself some connections within your life that I am. And once you ask for that, you say it out loud into the universe with purpose. Quiet your mind, close your eyes, and see what that inner voice told you. No, you'll never get that. That'll never happen. What are you asking for that? Blah, 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 blah. Quiet that. Bring it to a different thought, a different vibration, different vibrational thought that you have within you. And allow that to move you forward. But I hope you enjoyed this little talk today. And I want you to really know that God loves you. Your guides love you. People that have passed the spirit, that have moved to the spirit world, love you. So many people think, oh, I should have done more for people. I should have done this. They don't like me. Bum. People arrive in our lives in this lifetime. So as a spiritualist medium, people arrive in our lives in this lifetime to either encourage us to a higher level. And sure, it could be a little painful, little situations in our life to move us along the path, but to get us to where we need to be. So that energy is there. Now, you might feel like, oh, that was awful. That was just completely terrible. That was the most terrible situation I had in my life. But what if it was a growth vibration? Growth to get you to where you need to be, to awaken something inside of you, to get you to where you need to be in your life. So people arrive in our lives for that, or they arrive, or we are in their life. We chose that space to be, to affect them in this nature, in this vibration within their life. So either or, it's happening throughout our lives. Sometimes we propel things in our lives because we know that someone tossed something over the fence. We could throw it away, put it in a barrel, put it out next to the street, or we could deal with it. But so many times we allow it to take root in and around our vibration. It blocks our outer sight, and it blocks our vibration of even breathing because we've allowed it to take root in our yard. Some of us need to get the hoe, get the rake, go out in the yard, go in our personal space and start clearing, start redoing, getting rid of stuff, leaving things. opening of a space for spirit to work. Open a space in your life. Open a space in your heart for spirit to work. Ask yourself your highest and best and nothing else. Your highest and best. How your highest and best can be for others, your highest and best for you. Highest and best for you. Because you have to be achieving something in your life, because if you don't achieve that vibration in your life, if you don't look at it, you'll never really get yourself to that part of the vibration of spirit wanting you to see, to awaken the master, to awaken the genie within you. You might never see the genie, might never see the master if you don't work on you to allow the master to manifest itself in your being. So trust yourself. Be specific. Take time to say out loud what you want from spirit. Take time to listen to you. Don't allow other people to sell you things that throw you off balance. I was saying, I tell people, they walk up to me and say, Louis, you look tired today. You look awful. Susie, what happened? Whew. I first thought when I go back to them, I say something to them, I say, I was looking and feeling just fine till you walked up. Sometimes we take things that affects us, the vibration. That's what they do on television. They just try to bombard us with all this stuff. They try to bombard us as this vibration that we need it. We need to have that. They bombard us constantly with this stuff. We need this stuff. We really need it. We need to be poor. We need to be this. We need to be unhealthy. We need to take drugs. We need to do this. We need to do that. We watch television. Boy, we'd all be on drugs. We'd all be broke. We'd be on drugs. We'd be crazy. But allowing it just to know what you personally need in your life. What do you need? We all need love. We need shelter. And we need blessings in our lives. We need that. We need to nourish our bodies. We need that conducive vibration in our lives. The stuff doesn't really matter. It's, are we happy? Are you happy where you are today? I still read the Bible. I've read it from cover to cover many times. And it's a book to bring you knowledge, but also to bring you blessings. When we understand what spirit has for us, but as I talk to spirit and I work with spirit constantly on a day-to-day basis, I understand what spirit would like from me. And I have full-blown conversations with them of what I'm supposed to have in my life. So trust yourself when you go forth today and the rest of the week. Do the I ams. State your guides with purpose. Allow them to manifest themselves in your life. But remember, watch what's appearing in your life. Don't turn a blind eye when things are so repetitiously in your life that you can't ignore it. Look at what they're trying to show you. What are they trying to show you? And they will bless your life immensely throughout your life. They will bless you with purpose and gifts from the spirit world to allow you to move forward with your head held high, with a little sprint in your walk, allowing you to pull people along with you to bless them and them to bless you as you make this journey on the earth plane. And know that when you get to the spirit world, there'll be all these people you thought hated you, didn't like you. They didn't like you. You'll have all these people standing there welcoming you home, because they were only in this lifetime to get you to where you needed to be. They weren't here to disrupt you or destroy your vibration, but to help you. And if we allow that to go, all the negative stuff in our lives that have happened, and start looking more at the positive road ahead of us, instead of the negative road that was created because of them. What is the positive journey that we can take now and leave the negative journey alone? We have a road here that used to go into Castaneda. They changed the road. They moved it over. So we have a new road, but the old road was there. It was beautifully paved and it was just gorgeous. It was a gorgeous little road through the woods. So, but after about 5 years or so, the grass grew all over that old road. You can hardly even tell that the road was ever there. Green grass and all this moss and stuff was all over that road. There's no road there anymore, unless you dug down far enough to get to the road. The road is no longer visible. Then that has a lot to do with our lives. If we allow the negativity and situations in life to go, let it be. The moss, the green grass, the different things will grow over that road. And as we move forward, as the grass grows over that road, eventually within our lives, probably 5, 6 years in our lives, we won't realize why we even worried about it, why we were so worried about it, because now that road is no longer visible. That energy, that vibration is no longer visible to us. So stuff has grown over it. Hid it from view. Let it be. Trust yourself. I hope you have a wonderful week, month, and year. And bless yourself, because you are a child of God. You are a blessing to people around you. And if you aren't a blessing, maybe you should start thinking how we personally can be a blessing to others as you move forth this week. And I want to thank you.